Welcome to the Pup List. This is James.
I'm Adam.
And we have a lot to talk about today. A lot of crazy fucking shit going on in NBA. Oh man, I got some stuff about that. The NFL still doing whatever the NFL wants to do. And we got some crazy shit going on in the WWE. That's for damn sure. First and foremost, I want to pay my respects. And, you know, Stan Lee. We lost one of the greatest comic guys, one of the greatest authors of all time. He literally created a whole universe, a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, Marvel is fucking amazing. The Marvel universe. He was 95. You know, he definitely lived. He definitely lived a year, like a life and a half.
Yeah.
You know, he fucking lived an amazing, glorious life, and it was time for God to call him home.
Yeah, we talked a lot. I like seeing like all the like people like athletes and just like those actors in his movies.
Yeah.
All like giving respect. Like The Rock basically said that. When I first started a movie that Stan Lee was involved in, I was like a little nervous, and Stan, like, he kind of just told me, just do what you do, and it's fine, and like he never even knew me, and just kind of was like great with me, and that's like when Rock first started doing movies.
Yeah.
So it's not like what he is now, where he's like one of the top movie stars in the business.
Right.
And like Chris Evans and Chris Pratt both wrote stuff about him. You know, they're sad that he's gone, and like what the legacy he left with what Marvel has become.
Yeah,
it's like crazy. Amazing because like if you compare like Marvel to DC, like DC has some like good like shows and like decent movies.
They have some good
ones, but like none of what they do like can really catch up to what Marvel has done. And, like they tried the Justice League movie, and like people saw it was like, okay, that's kind of
fine and great.
And like they tried to make it like the Avengers and make it dark and serious, but then they pushed too far in that direction. And like even their best thing was the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah, it was.
And then Wonder Woman was really good. But then the sequel, like, they're delayed for a little while. So, like, who knows what then Aquaman just, I don't know, seems stupid. Like, as much power as talking to fish. That's not power.
His power is talking to fish. And he can breathe underwater. But, I know. But no,
that's also Finn posted, because Finn used to do a lot of his painting like Spider-Man, Venom, Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage.
Yeah.
Did one as Doc Ock, basically that, like, and one as the Hobgoblin. You know, basically it was like Stan Lee gave him a lot of inspiration for wrestling, like to make him want to be like a hero.
Yeah, and you know what? In the Marvel Universe, he is a hero.
Yep.
In our universe, he is a hero. Stan Lee brought many joy to everybody and a lot of happiness. So yes, we got that out of the way. You know, not saying that out of the way, but I did see a funny, it wasn't a meme, but you know, just image of somebody like saying on Twitter or something like that. It's like, all right, Stan Lee dies at the age of 95. You know what? I'm gonna stay after the credits and see what happens. Kind of funny. I like it. I like it. Hell yeah, man. Zombie Stan Lee, here we come, right?
He'll lead the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, he probably will. But yeah, Stan Lee. Fuck yeah. So, I got some NBA to talk about. We got two major things that we could talk about on this. Because, you know, it's still early in the season. It looks like the Nuggets are finally coming back to earth. I think they've lost 3 straight at home. I know they lost yesterday. I think that's 4 straight, or it's either 4 out of 5 that they've lost.
4 out of 5.
Yeah. But there's 2 things that are just sweeping the NBA nation. And the first thing is that Jimmy Butler finally got traded. He finally got traded. I was wrong that it was going to be before the season, but, I did think it was going to be a lot sooner than later, and he's now at Philly. He's now a Philadelphia 76er. Minnesota got nothing back.
Let me see everything they have.
Yeah.
So they tried Butler and Patton for Robert Covington, Dario Saric, Jared Bayless, and a second-round pick. Jared Bayless is basically like a journeyman, like nothing.
Yeah.
Saric is okay. Covington is basically like a bench player.
Yeah.
Like, none of what they got, especially a second-round pick, from a team that's like assumed to be a top team, isn't going to matter.
Nothing.
And like if you look back at like what the Bulls got for Butler,
it was awesome.
It was Zach LaVine, Markkanen, and Chris Dunn, and a first-round pick.
Right. I mean, that's crazy to think about.
I mean, they gave up one of their first-round picks too.
But that's fine.
But that pick really didn't amount to anything because Minnesota uses on like some forward that I think they did in the trade. Patton.
Yeah. So honestly, the Bulls now we could say the Chicago Bulls definitely won the Jimmy Butler trade, and the Philadelphia 76ers have now won the second Jimmy Butler trade. Because now the thing was, there was a lot of speculation going on that Jimmy Butler was supposed to go to the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
That never went because Tom Thibodeau wanted more, and from what I remember, I think
the trade was Justice Winslow.
Yeah,
a first-round pick.
Yeah,
heard something about Whiteside might have been involved, or one of
I think
Johnson or Tyler
I think it was
Johnson.
just going to be Justin Winslow and a first-round pick, and then they were literally about to do it, and then Tom Thibodeau was like, "No, wait a minute, I want more. I put Whiteside or somebody else in," and then that's when Pat Riley said, "Dude, you're a motherfucker. Like, fuck you, dude." So that already would have been Justice Winslow and a first-round pick would have been a hell of a lot better than what the 76ers were going to give him. Just that Tom Thibodeau fucked up. Now, the other thing,
I don't know, like, the Justice Winslow would have been good because he's a very young player too, but their main problem is still, like, with Wiggins. Winslow plays the same position as Wiggins and kind of the same way, where he's just a scorer and a defender. So I don't know how. I think those two would get along kind of as well as Jimmy Butler and Wiggins got along.
And you're probably right. And then the other one was the Houston Rockets. I don't know exactly I forgot what they were.
They're a bunch of first pick.
Because I think they was like just a bunch of first round picks, and that fell through.
That one I wouldn't have accepted if I was the Timberwolves either. Because a first round pick, like it's not like NFL or MLB, where a late pick you could like get a star,
an amazing guy.
But like a first end of the first round pick in the NBA, you basically like draft a guy like
Jimmy Butler.
Like but that's more rarity than it is.
Kawhi Leonard was in the late 20s, but no, I got you.
But you end up getting sort of like Jared Bayless or Saric. You get like a role player. You don't get
a star
to build your team around.
Right.
Now, I mean, the Timberwolves might have been fine with getting those picks, thinking that if they trade Jimmy, they're probably gonna
win the
go back to. They're probably gonna go back to going down, and they'll end up with their own top 5, top 10 pick, and then it's fine if their pick from Houston would have ended up lower, but. Like, I understood, I'm not taking that. The Heat trade they should have done, giving Winslow would have been big. Like, nothing in the Sixers, like, trade really seems good for them. Like, Covington's an okay player, but he's not going to make a difference on that team.
Right. But, okay. So, with this all said, now that Jimmy Butler is on the 76ers, the 76ers are going to win the East.
I had to see how they play together first, because that might be another situation like it was in
Minnesota. But I mean, Philadelphia already has a team that already got far into the playoffs. That had gotten so close against the Boston Celtics last year.
Yeah, they did, and like I think they could be a good, like a top team, but I still, like right now, even though they struggle a little bit, it's still kind of the Celtics.
Celtics are struggling. I know it's still early.
Yeah.
I know it's still early, but the Celtics are struggling right now. Toronto's on top. I think they're 10-3, and you got Milwaukee up there too. They're I think around 9-3,
I wouldn't trust
9-4.
Toronto. A bunch of those Toronto themselves, much like the Blues.
Yeah, but they got the Toronto guy. They got the Rosen out. Now they have.
That wasn't the problem.
Yes, he was.
Wasn't the problem. Toronto was the problem. They just keep finding ways to screw themselves.
But do you think the Sixers will be better, worse, or the same with Butler now?
I mean, they're going to be better, but I don't know
If they're going to be NBA Finals potential?
Not just that, I don't know if they're going to be better than what the three top teams are with Toronto, Boston, and Milwaukee. Like they'll be like maybe a 4 or a 3 seed if Milwaukee starts losing some, but I don't think they're going to really. I mean, in a playoff series, they'll probably beat that both 1 or 2 of them. But in terms of standings by the end of the year, I don't think they're going to be above those 3.
See, I think a little bit differently. I've been not really, really high on the Philadelphia 76ers since they got Embiid, and even Markelle Fultz, and now they're saying, trade Markelle Fultz. I mean, he's still young. It's still sort of like he's still a rookie because he didn't play a full season last year. I'm very high on the Sixers, and I'm going to keep on being very high on the Sixers, especially with Jimmy Butler on the team. I think he's going to. I mean, this is already a defensive oriented team.
Which is why Jimmy will probably fit better with them
because they play defense. Exactly. And I'm going to go as far as saying the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be at least a 2 seed. I honestly think this team is going to win 57 games and maybe even be that 1 seed, because once they start gelling, if they do gel, which I think they will, they're going to start gelling in January and February. They're going to get on those huge long winning streaks, and I honestly think this team is going to be a terror, a fucking terror in many months to come and in the playoffs. I say a 2 seed for the Philadelphia 76ers.
They could be. I think, although I'll agree with someone, I think they should trade Fultz. Fultz reminds me of.
He's not developed yet. Why are you gonna quit on a guy that hasn't even had 82 games in his career? I understand he's got the yips with the jump shot and all that shit, but still,
some of the things,
the raw talent.
But raw talent really bring you so far. With the raw talent they said Tyrese Thomas had, it didn't ever develop to anything more than a bench player.
Tyrese Thomas didn't have anybody around him to at least try to make him better. Fultz does. They have Ben Simmons. They have Joel Embiid. Now they got fucking Jimmy Butler. You know what?
At the time they had someone. He was averaging like 25 a game. He was
one guy.
Heinrich was doing okay. They had Luau when he was good before he got his fucking spine surgery by the Bulls training staff.
Yeah, fucking spinal tap. Jesus Christ.
Before the Bulls, you have a cold, I know we'll fix that.
Yeah, we're gonna dig into your spine right now.
I know just how to fix this.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Just lay down real quick.
Shit. Well, Dan cannot walk anymore.
But I could see them being but with Fultz reminds me like a lot of like for Lonzo. Like he's supposed to have like all this hype, be like this great but I don't call it the yips. When your shot is that ugly, that's mechanics and not being able to shoot.
But he was good in college. And now
who else was good in college? Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott was great in college. Does that mean shit in the pros?
No. You cannot give up on a kid that has less than 82 games.
If you can get something good enough in return, then you do.
Touche. I'll agree with that. I'll agree. But we're going to talk about something that this team might not get anything in return, because the next guy we're going to talk about is going into free agency, and he's making this season about himself.
I don't know if he goes into free agency, though.
Kevin Durant?
Oh, no, I thought you meant.
What were you talking about?
I thought you meant.
Oh, yeah, that comes later. No, we're still on NBA. So apparently, Draymond Green called Kevin Durant a bitch.
I mean, Draymond Green does that kind of thing.
He does.
Draymond Green kicks people in the balls and cup checks them constantly.
And I guess the beginning of the feud, other than the locker room grief that we're hearing, which I'll talk about in a little bit, I forgot who they were facing, but it was a tie game. End of the about to be the end of the fourth, and Draymond Green, instead of passing the ball to Kevin Durant, he's like, "No, fuck you, I'm going to take it myself." He loses the ball and they go into the overtime, but I still think the Warriors still won that game.
Yeah,
but Durant and Green got chippy with each other.
Well, so now arenas where he pulled a gun on his mouth.
Yeah. I got hella guns. Let's go, man. I got hella guns.
I was waiting for this.
Now, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm on Green's side. Because Green is going to be a free agent also.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is going to be a free agent also. And both Klay Thompson and Green, they want to get paid too. But they're going to try to make it work as much as possible to be on the Warriors because they know they have something special. They know that they have one of the all-time greatest dynasties in the making right here, right now. They're about to win 3 in a row. And what now? It will be 4.
Go to 4.
Yeah, because they
lost the Cavs once.
No, they won against
Cleveland. Then they
lost against Cleveland, and then they won the next 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, because then it's kind of confusing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right? Or was it Miami?
No, Miami hasn't been there. Miami hasn't been there since...
Okay, so they're going for 4 total championships in the last 5 years with a 3-peat.
Yeah.
Right, okay, good. Because sometimes it can get confusing. So, with that said, they already know that they have an amazing dynasty in the making. So, Thompson and Green, even though they really want the money, they want to try to make it...
Yeah.
Where Kevin Durant...
just wants the money.
Is now just wanting the money, and now Draymond Green is calling him out like, yo... What the fuck, you little bitch? Like, are you really fucking gonna leave this greatness for more money? Well, Draymond Green, you should have seen this with Kevin Durant leaving OK City when they were up 3 games to 1 against you, losing seven games in the Western Conference Finals.
Won that series.
They should have, and then he left his longtime buddy Russell Westbrook and fucking leaves you guys. And yeah, you guys are all, woo, let's go. But you should have noticed that Kevin Durant, even then, is a little bitch. And now you finally found out, Green. You finally found out.
For the Warriors, I have no problem with them losing Durant because even when they got him, they got him when he wasn't needed.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need Kevin Durant to win a championship with that team.
You just need Klay, Steph, and Draymond.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
And whoever their center is that randomly just stopped doing.
Yeah.
I think it was Iguodala once.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they just played small ball the whole fucking time.
And if Durant leaves, like, there's some rumors.
And Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
They need Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Those 4.
Yeah, Kerr's a great coach. But
he's amazing.
But Durant, like, there were rumors that, like, maybe he'd try to go back to OKC. I don't think he'd do that because Russ would kill him.
Yeah.
Russ would basically tell him not to come.
He'd be like, no, fuck you, you ain't coming back.
He'd be like, I'm fine with my money, I'm fine without winning. I don't need you.
We got Paul George, so fuck you. You suck.
It's not like a Cleveland situation with LeBron where Cleveland would welcome him back.
No,
Russell basically would just be like, no, we're fine. I'm fine without you.
So he would probably go to Washington.
Especially since he has Paul George.
I'd say KD goes to Washington or LA with the LA.
I don't even know about Washington because Washington, there's a rumor that they're going to start selling off some of their players, like Beal and maybe.
Or maybe that's to try to get the
not if
salary cap.
Player is John Wall. If you lose John Wall and then you just have Durant,
well, maybe Kevin Durant wants to just be the guy now and doesn't want anybody else.
Yeah, but then he's not going to win.
Maybe he doesn't care about winning anymore because he's about to do a three-peat. He's got his rings.
Yeah.
He's going to pull LeBron James. But I think LeBron James did it the right way.
Like somewhere better to go than Washington.
But he's from Baltimore,
Yeah.
so it's the closest to Washington. So
Join the Baltimore Ravens. Just switch sports. He could be quarterback.
Shut up! No!
Flacco's the outfit.
Leave Joe Flacco out of the NBA discussion. I love Joe Flacco. He's a great guy.
If he's the quarterback, standards aren't high. You get a 7-foot quarterback. Think of how good that would be.
Dear God. No.
That would be like manager.
No.
You have a 7-foot quarterback who could run like a fast ass 40. He'll be like Cam.
Yeah, he would. He'd be insane. It'd be like,
Except he has no muscle.
Like Ben Roethlisberger mixed with Cam Newton mixed with.
Except he has no muscle.
Megatron.
He's basically just a stick.
Exactly. But do you think? Because I was kind of thinking about this. Even for a percentage of a chance, do you think this kind of hurts? I was going to say Oklahoma City. Does this kind of hurt the Golden State Warriors to win the championship this year for having this locker room debacle and
I don't think it hurts them.
Shit going on with them.
I think it would hurt a team that was kind of like those Heat teams, or like kind of how the Bulls were when they were trying to build up. If you have a coach that can't control it, then it weakens it, but Steve Kerr doesn't have that problem.
I agree.
I
like that, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks that Durant's going to be like all about himself, but you kind of knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, he did.
And I think Kerr, I don't think he's going to be able to stop Draymond from doing what Draymond does, but he'll be able to at least get them to be controlled enough that during a game, they're still going to win, they're still going to do good together, but then once the game's over, I mean, you don't have to be friends with who you play with, who you work with.
No.
Fuck, I don't think Jordan was friends with anyone but Pippen.
I agree, yeah.
And even Pippen at times was like, okay, get the fuck away from me.
Exactly, get the fuck away from me. Fuck you. No, I agree. So, yeah. So that's all I think that I had on my end.
Like, everyone was like thinking like, everyone thinks like these group teams, because what they first did with LeBron, Bosh, and Dwayne was like,
this is going to all the time.
Not just that.
Well, actually, it started with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce.
But even with
that's
them,
what it happened.
Like everyone's thinking, we'll get these people together and they'll just like love each other. They'll be best friends. They'll do great together.
But you're actually getting 3 alpha dogs,
and it was different with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh because they were friends before any of that happened. Same with Garnett and Ray Allen were friends from before. So like Durant is a complete unknown. And if Durant couldn't get along with Russell Westbrook, then that's a problem, because from what everybody says in NBA, like Russell Westbrook's like a great person.
Is a great teammate, like probably the best teammate you want on your team.
Especially when he averages like 15 assists a game. He's just looking for a reason to pass.
That's all I love the assists. There, fucking shoot it, you're wide open, get it. Alright, cool. But yeah, I like that there's. That's what I love about the NBA. Yeah, we already know the end of the path. We already know it's going to be the Warriors, and now actually you got 4 teams. You got 4 teams now in the East.
Celtics.
I'm not sold on the Celtics right now, man. I'm just not. I'm not sold on them.
I think their worst part right now is Gordon Hayward, but I think eventually it works itself out.
Because like what we were just saying, you get people together and you just think, it's going to work. Well, guess what? It's really not working with Kyrie, Hayward.
It's basically Hayward that's causing it not to work.
No, I understand
that.
Totally, but
trying to trade him and just to get it fixed.
Well, it's kind of
because Kyrie's done that before, except Kyrie wanted himself traded. It's not anyone else.
But no, I honestly think now, call me naive, but I honestly think it's a 4-team race in the East.
Yeah.
I really believe it's Philly, Boston, Milwaukee, and Toronto. And I honestly think any of those 4 teams can make the NBA Finals and lose in 5 or 6 against the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Either 4 of those.
They can.
Either 4.
I'd have to see, like I said, I had to see how the Sixers play together with Butler if they actually all gel together good.
Yeah.
Boston, they gotta fix some stuff. I think Hayward, they need to find somewhere to send him because,
if they do trade him.
not just. Well, no, they need to find somewhere to send him because he's the one that. Yeah, but he's the one that's causing it to not work. Because the games he was out, Kyrie was working fine with Tatum, Rozier, Brown, and all them.
And now
Hayward comes in and
is kind of
screws it up. And honestly, just find a team that'll be willing to give you a younger player and see, or willing to take on his money and just to try to fix it.
Gordon Hayward for Markelle Fultz. And a first-round pick?
Yeah, maybe.
Just saying! That could be interesting.
This would be bad for us.
Oh, God. No.
But
we're not getting rid of Markkanen.
No, not Markkanen, really. It's the other two that are rumored to be traded.
Oh,
it'll be
Jabari.
Justin Holiday, Jabari, or Lopez.
How about those three for Gordon Hayward?
Yeah.
That'll be nice. Alright, so I want to brag a little bit, because I think we said this last week, and we both need to brag on this. I believe we both called the Tennessee Titans beating the New England Patriots last week.
And I beat you in fantasy football.
Yeah, you did.
Even though you saw Cam Newton when you weren't supposed to.
I forgot! He was playing Thursday night! He was so happy.
It was supposed to be Matt Zolver's Kaepernick.
No.
It was going to be the greatest battle of all time.
Damn it. I'm sorry, I messed up. But no, the Tennessee Titans finally stuck it to the man, stuck it to the New England Patriots. I don't know why I'm going to stick with the Tennessee Titans, but you know what? Now all of a sudden, and the AFC South, the AFC South is now actually looking kind of interesting, and the whole mix-up is nowhere to be found for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You have Tennessee 5-4. You have Houston 6-3, and I think you have Indianapolis either 4-5 or 5-4. But they're riding a 4-game winning streak, I believe.
3-game winning streak.
4-5. So they're 4-5. So now you have three pretty damn hot teams, and they're all within two games of each other for the AFC South. Who you got? It's getting interesting, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the AFC South.
I think the Texans will stay and win the division.
I agree.
think the Titans are going to end up wild card.
I agree. I think they're going to take out Cincinnati. Will falter down.
The thing the Titans
Cincinnati
have going for them
win anymore.
Yeah,
he's out for a month.
The thing the Titans have going for them is the fact that they still haven't lost in the division.
What are they, 2-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if they play the Jaguars one more time, I'm probably going to beat them again because the Jaguars are a train wreck. And I could see them beating the Colts.
I think Tennessee's. Oh, wait, no. It's Indianapolis. Colts home against Tennessee this week.
I can see Tennessee.
That's going to be fun.
Then the Texans against Titans will be a good game.
Yeah.
But if the Titans keep going on all cylinders like they are, I can see them even beating them.
Exactly.
So it's going to be like a toss-up between
It's going to be fun. I mean, I really like... Yeah?
Chargers Chiefs one's going to be because neither of them are stopping.
No. Neither one is stopping. One's 8-1, the other's 7-2 or 6-2. It's disgusting. I'm liking the AFC. I think I said this before. All right. I embrace and I appreciate greatness. I really do. When the Patriots are doing great, even though it can be boring at times, I still appreciate it. Same with the Pittsburgh Steelers with Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger. I appreciate greatness. But with that said,
why do you like Joe Flacco?
I appreciate greatness because Joe Flacco is great.
No.
I like him. He's a good guy. But with that said, I want a team other than the Patriots and other than the Steelers to make the Super Bowl. I'm still getting sick and tired of just seeing Tom Brady in the damn Super Bowl, the Steelers in the damn Super Bowl. I mean, even though they haven't been there in like 4 or 5 years or whatever.
When they wear the Packers beat them.
So 7 years ago, yeah. So, but no, it's.
I could see the Chargers or Chiefs being the team.
I would love that.
That gets by the Patriots.
I would love that.
We're really close to winning that game against the Patriots, and I think, like, for as dangerous as Mahomes is,
yeah,
I think he, like, after he's seen a team once before, it's going to be that much worse for the team the next time around. And the Patriots don't have a defense that's going to be able to slow him down.
I agree. But I just would love to see an AFC title game like the Chiefs and the Chargers. Or
that's going to be hard to set out because the
same division. The Chiefs will be the number 1 seed. The Chargers will be a 5 seed,
and they're in the same division. So once the divisional round happens, unless
I don't think the 6th seed will beat the 3 seed.
Unless the 6th seed wins, then that faces the Chiefs.
Because you're going to have either the Steelers or the Patriots as the 3 seed.
Yeah.
So that means the Titans would probably face the Patriots or Steelers in New England or in Pittsburgh, and I don't see the Titans beating New England again or beating Pittsburgh. Yeah. So I agree. But I want something different, man. I want it different this year.
I think the difference is going to be in who won. I think it's probably going to be the Chiefs that end up in the Super Bowl.
I hope
that offense is like unstoppable.
They are.
It's just like the Saints, except they just have one running back that tears you apart. The Saints have
three. I think, oh my God, the Chiefs, Saints,
and the Saints just signed Brandon Marshall since Des Bryant tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
So now they have Brandon Marshall to go along with every other weapon that's removed.
Exactly. You have Michael Thomas. You got now Brandon Marshall, and you got Alvin Kamara, and you got Ingram. That's what you got.
Watson, who's like 30, but still
he's still doing it because Drew Brees is doing it. And it's funny because
their defense is getting a little better as the weeks go on.
Yes.
But it's at least slowing people up a little bit.
Agreed. Now, all right. So I talked about the Titans. We talked about the AFC a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the NFC North. I am very close. So I remember last week I said about the tiers, first tier, I see the Rams and the Saints, and that's it. That's all I see. If somehow the Bears dominate, and I mean dominate the Vikings this Sunday night, I will put the Bears number 3 in the NFC.
I could see that. I could see them winning it. I don't know if they'll dominate the game, but I could see them winning that game. But the best thing about this is, the Bears look great right now. But, this isn't a good year for you to look great, because no matter what, in the playoffs, you're going to hit one of 2 buzzsaws. Either the Rams or the Saints.
Agreed.
It's not, and for as good as the Bears' defense has looked, there have been games where they just haven't shown up.
Against Miami.
Yeah.
Against
Green Bay at the end.
That was week 1, but still, I totally.
Arizona's put 28 up on them.
Yeah, exactly.
With Sam Bradford and Andy Rosen.
Right, but and actually the Bears actually get the Rams this in the schedule in the regular season. So that's gonna be a fun game to watch. But they're gonna get tested against this Minnesota team. Minnesota is still inconsistent in my eyes, but they're coming off of a bye. Mike Zimmer is a great coach. They have a good quarterback in Kirk Cousins. They got Thielen, who is good.
No, they got 3 top receivers there. Diggs, Thielen, and Kyle Rudolph.
It's gonna be a great test for the Bears, and I'm just saying, if they somehow fucking blow them out of the water, 31-17, 31-14, whatever, I cannot not put the Bears. Like here's the Rams and here's the Saints. I would have to put the Bears right there.
Yeah,
I would literally have to put them just a sliver under them.
Yeah, I could see that, but. They're really good. They're gonna lose one of these 2 games. either the Lions or the Vikings because they play a Sunday night game.
Because we said if they were going to win 2 out of 3, they're going to be in good shape. They'll be 7-4 going into the end of the season, and they'll pretty much need to win 3 games out of the next 7-4, 11. So they would have to win 3 out of 5. So you would have to go 3-2 to get a playoff spot, or probably win the division.
That's
what they would do.
They got Vikings, Lions, Giants. They'll beat. Then versus the Rams in Chicago.
Yeah.
Versus the Packers in Chicago. At San Francisco, at Minnesota.
So the Giants and Frisco are guaranteed wins.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Say they split the Vikings, Lions in the next 2 weeks. So that's 3 wins. Rams, Packers, man. I know it's in Chicago,
but when Rodgers wants to win, he'll go out.
I want to talk about the Packers and a little bit about that too. You know what? I could see, and I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm not trying to be that cheesehead, fan. I could see them.
My schedule is kind of easy.
Huh?
The rest of
I want to get to that.
That's what I'm worried about. Because I really want McCarthy fired, but it doesn't look good.
But I can totally see the Bears splitting the Rams-Packers game.
And if they
I think they would beat the Rams only because the Rams are coming from the West Coast.
It's going to be like a 10 degrees.
Exactly. And yes, they have Todd Gurley, but Jared Goff is going to be that passing offense is going to get destroyed by the Bears secondary. He's out. So I could totally see the Bears winning in Chicago against the Rams, but I can see the Packers coming into Chicago and beating Green Bay.
Especially I could see the Bears beat the Rams because essentially, with how they played, the Packers should have beat the Rams.
Right.
The reason I think they're going to have a bigger problem with the Packers is now, unlike Week 1, the Packers seem to have a running game.
Yes.
For some reason, after trading Clinton Dix, their defense has actually looked a little better.
Because their kids are finally getting
Josh Jones,
next man up.
Josh Jones and Raven Green both look really good, good enough to start. Their secondary is looking good. King needs to stay on the field a bit more.
Yeah. But now here's the thing. Yeah, I want to get to that. Let's go back to the Bears. With the schedule that you said, I could see the Bears going, because what are they, 6-3 right now?
Mm-hmm.
I could see them going 10-6.
Yeah.
11-5 maybe. I could see them going 11-5 if they can beat Minnesota twice, or if they win the next 2 games.
6-3 right now.
Yeah, if they win the next 2 games against the Vikings and the Lions, I can see them going 11-5. Now, I know what you just said about the Green Bay Packers, and you know what? We've seen this fucking story too many times. If the Bears falter somehow, they kind of get a step back. I can totally see, because we've seen this before with our fucking Packers, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I can see them run the table. Because that's what the Packers fucking do. They start off the season 3-5, 2-4, 4-4, and before you know it, they ramble off 12 wins. And it's like, what?
I mean, these next 2 games they have are the toughest.
Yes.
At Seattle and at Minnesota.
Yes.
But I could see them going into Minnesota pissed off because
I can see them beating Seattle because Seattle's garbage.
They've actually looked better the last few weeks.
Seattle's like us.
Seattle. That's what I was explaining to my friends is that, no matter what player you remove, it's kind of like the Patriots.
Yeah.
The players don't really matter. It's the system that they put in that's just designed to cause trouble.
Nobody is Marshawn Lynch. I think you're talking about the defense, right?
The defense,
But I mean, it's still not the Legion of Boom.
But it's still good.
It's average. It's a little.
And also, that stadium is tough to play.
Yes, I agree. And on Thursday Night Football, and you know what? This is the game, the Packers game against Seattle. This is the game that's going to show if the Packers ramble off and all of a sudden go 11-4-1 or 10-5-1, and all of a sudden they get a division, they win the division and they get a wild card, which is a possibility still.
But after those games, except for one game, the schedule gets a lot easier.
Yeah.
Arizona, Atlanta, is garbage. Then at Chicago.
Possibly a win.
At the Jets.
Win.
Versus Detroit.
Win. Dude, it's ridiculous to think about it.
I'm thinking.
And I kind of don't want it. We want Mike McCarthy gone.
Like,
hashtag fire Mike McCarthy. Get the fuck out of Green Bay.
I think if they lose this game against Seattle, they're pretty much done.
Because then they'll probably lose against Minnesota, and then they'll be 4-6-1. And then what? Yeah. Say they even win out after that. They go 9-6-1, and I don't think that's good enough to win the division.
No.
The Bears are going to win 10 games.
Yeah.
They are. They're going to win 10 games, barring any setback. And a 9-6-1 record, I don't think is going to be good enough to get a wild card, because you're not going to have a win against Seattle or Minnesota during the regular season. So they're gonna. Minnesota will have a tiebreaker against us, and Seattle. I don't think it would be a tiebreaker, but just that half a win, half a loss bullshit. They'll probably finish 10-6.
And even this, it's like the Bears basically need to win this game, because if they lose, they'll only be 6-4. But in the division, they'll go down to 1-2.
Yeah, but then they got the Lions again. They'll beat the Lions again.
Yeah, but on a short week, the Lions came real close to being
coming back.
Near that. Yeah.
Coming back. Yeah, they came back a little bit. So you might be right. So,
and especially I think that one's in Detroit.
Huh?
That one's in Detroit too.
Oh yeah, because it's on Thanksgiving. Yes. Agreed. Alright, so let's make our picks. Picks of the week for the NFL. Here we go. Let's go down the line. Green Bay at Seattle. It's literally a toss-up. It's literally a fucking toss-up.
I think, I don't have a confident pick because I don't know what Trey is. If Aaron Jones gets more than 18 carries, I think they win. Okay. If McCarthy limits his carries, they lose.
Okay. I'll go with that. I'm going to say Green Bay. I'm going to say the Packers win in Seattle. Dallas at Atlanta.
Dallas looks so bad, though.
But they beat Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Oh, I know. It's crazy.
I don't know. I think Dallas, Atlanta's defense is so awful.
Yes.
Without Jones or Keanu Neal.
And now that Amari Cooper is there, and he's the number one guy, and he's there, and Dak Prescott's actually using him to full potential. Well, maybe not full, but close to it. I'm going Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas probably.
Dallas. Cincinnati against the Joe Flacco's.
Cincinnati, Flacco might not play. He broke his hip.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
you're not going to get your butt.
No, I am because it's at least 12 starts.
But if he has a broken hip, he'll
be back. He's got a bye week after this too, so it's all good. He'll be good.
And plus, his next two games were the games that were going to be the easiest to put those numbers up in, because it was against the Bengals and then the Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals. Carolina at Detroit. Carolina. Tennessee at Indianapolis. You said Tennessee, right? I'm going to go with Indy. I think Andrew Luck. It's funny to think about because Andrew Luck, I think, is top 3, if not number 2 in the league of passing touchdowns, and he's quietly doing this. I mean, yeah, they don't have that much.
Because people don't pay much attention to Indianapolis until they're in the playoffs.
13-3. I get it, but no, I like the Colts. Tampa Bay. Fucking H. Murphy. What the fuck is this? Tampa Bay at the New York Giants. Odell Beckham Jr. said.
Can I choose to get a crucifixion instead and just kill myself instead of having to watch that?
Yes. But Odell Beckham Jr. said that And after they started 2-7, they said, we're winning out. That's it. We're running the table. We're just going to win everything.
Eli has control of that now, no doubt.
Well, I think that train keeps on going. I think the Giants win this game.
I can't see them winning. I think they're just. I think that Monday Night Football game was so terrible. I almost had stigmata on it. Like gushing blood out of my eyes from having to watch that shit.
Thank God I worked. So you got Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the Giants. Houston at Washington.
Texans?
That's what I'm going with. I think the Texans are on a roll. Washington is not as good as everybody thinks they are. The NFC East sucks.
Yeah.
And Dallas still has a shot to win that division, just so you know.
But they're not going to.
Yeah, they are. With an 8-8 record. Dallas is going to go 8-8.
They'll make an announcement. There's no winner of the NFC East because this was pitiful.
This is disgusting.
We're just going to add another team with a better record into the playoffs.
Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. Pittsburgh. I agree. Oakland at Arizona. This is
Arizona.
I'm going to go with Arizona too. Chosen Rosen. Is he playing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Chosen Rosen does it. Denver at LA Chargers. Chargers. I agree. Philly at New Orleans.
New Orleans is going to rape them.
So they're going to cover the -9.
They're going to slaughter them. It's not even going to be close.
42-20.
If they can score 20.
I'm going to go New Orleans too. Sunday Night Football is Minnesota at Chicago.
The only reason I think Minnesota is because that last game with how their defense suddenly started to wake up. They got the 10 sacks on Stafford. I think they could do that against the Bears line. Just because those two tackles the Bears have are incredibly vulnerable with Massey and Leno. Neither of them are really good top tackles. And plus they have a rookie at left guard because Long is hurt again. And they have some journeyman at right guard. I think with Danielle Hunter back, I think that line's going to get to Trubisky. And when people like to try to compare Trubisky to Rodgers, I think the one way he's extremely different is when Rodgers gets under pressure, he'll still find the right throw and get rid of it. Trubisky, when he gets under pressure, he just tends to loft the ball and just hope that his guys will end up with it. And when you have Allen Robinson, sometimes he can just do that because he'll find a way to catch the ball. But with their secondary, with Harrison Smith and Xavier Rhodes, I think the Vikings will end up upsetting the Bears at home.
I agree.
Not the Bears go on to win in Detroit.
I agree, and you know what? I'm going to have a very detailed ending of this game. Minnesota Vikings are going to win this game 23-20, and it's going to be because Parkey is going to miss a 53-yard field goal to tie the game up. He's going to miss it. Vikings win 23-20.
That's going to suck for them. They have one of the best kickers in football,
Robbie Gould, and then they
let him go and they haven't had.
And now Robbie Gould's been great in Frisco. He's the best offensive player on Frisco.
They haven't have anybody even close to be as even half as good as him.
I know. It's. I mean, Parkey's good, but he's definitely no Robbie Gould. He's middle of the pack. He's a.
Well, when they signed him, they tried to say he was one of the most accurate kickers last year. He was really the middle.
Exactly.
It's just. No.
Vikings win 23-20. Now, before we give our pick on this one, there's actually been some controversy on this game already. The Kansas City Chiefs at the LA Rams. This was actually supposed to be in Mexico City. They are taking it out because their stadium looks like my fucking backyard. It looks disgusting and just dirt.
Yeah.
It looks like shit.
There was some patches of basically cement. The dirt was dug through, and it was basically a concrete floor.
That's disturbing. Yeah. And the NFL doesn't need to play on that stupid shit. Fuck you, Mexico City. I'm glad they're bringing it to the LA.
I feel kind of bad for the people who, arranged a vacation around going to Mexico City.
Yeah,
getting a hotel, getting game tickets, And now it's like, oh, it's in LA.
But you know what? That's Mexico City. That's their problem. It's their fault.
It is.
It's their fault.
Yeah, it's their fault. I just feel like kind of shitty for the people who spend like all that money to go there, fly there,
get tickets, and you know, have a great
hotel and
weekend, especially in November. It's gonna be nice and hot. I mean, you could go to LA unless you know you lived in LA and you just fucked up on all the tickets on that. That's fine and great. Well, you know, the plane tickets at least.
Well, that's kind of what they're saying, that they're gonna honor the tickets for the game in LA,
as they should.
But, like, you're not gonna compensate like
a plane
ticket or a hotel reservation.
That's like $500, $600, $700, $800, depending on
the hotel reservation.
Exactly, and the hotel reservations. Exactly. They're not going to bring that back. So no, fuck you. That's it. Before we give our pick on this, that's my douche of the week. Mexico City.
Not way ago. I was going to agree with you this time.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell, yes, him too. Well, he's always my douche of the week. He is always my douche of the week, so I got a second one, and it is Mexico City.
No, the only reason so
why are you agreeing with me this time?
Because I thought at some point he was going to play again, that he wasn't just going to be like sit out the whole year. And he's really screwing himself.
Yes, he is.
Because now, the Steelers could still control him for one more year.
Yes.
Because he never didn't agree to sign the time.
Exactly.
So they could just do it again next year.
Yes, they can.
Because he didn't sign it, they could just tag him again next year and let him keep sitting out until he's 40 years old and still sitting out. And then you're free agent.
You're free, bye. Le'Veon Bell is fucking himself over so fucking badly. And you know what? I could just laugh about it because you know what? I understand where he's trying to come from, but he's doing it the wrong way. He's doing it the wrong way. You're a fucking idiot. That's why you're my douche of the week. You're my douche of the year. Le'Veon Bell is my douche of the year. We're not even going to wait until the special show end of December 2018. Douche of the year, Le'Veon Bell.
I see why.
I do too. He's doing it the wrong way.
He is doing it the wrong way, but in his defense, he's tried to do it the right way. He tried just saying, I want an extension, I want to stay here, I really like playing for the Steelers.
They're going to give him the most money running back ever did.
But a franchise tag isn't secured.
No.
Because if he gets injured, then they can be like, oh, you're a free agent, bye, have fun with your torn ACL.
But I thought they had something in July, and they were close to it, and I thought the rumor was that he was going to be paid the most money ever of a running back. He wants quarterback money. You don't get quarterback money when you're a running back. And that's how you fucking sit out a whole fucking year. And that's when James Conner comes in, and he's going to go for 1,200 plus yards rushing, and about 12 fucking touchdowns, or 15. And then everybody's going to be like, Le'Veon who? Who? Who's this guy? Oh, James Conner. That's who. Fuck Le'Veon Bell. That's what I gotta say about that. But there's another little funny thing that I want to talk about in the Kansas City LA game that's going to be this game. The highest over-under since I think 2001 I read, and it was actually the Rams, the greatest show on turf, against the San Francisco 49ers. This over-under is at, this is an NFL game now, 63. That's crazy.
It'll be over that.
I agree. I agree. I would take the over.
Mahomes might get it just on his own.
I agree. I think it'll be like 45 to 34.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think for as much as people are talking Gurley should be that, I think right now it's got to be fucking Mahomes. Mahomes or Breeze.
It has to. It has to be number one, number two. I mean, it has to be Mahomes and then Breeze, or put Breeze in there first because he's having an amazing.
And he's never gotten it, and he should have gotten it.
They'll just punch in and Mahomes, you might get it next year or something. But all right, the pick. Oh, this is a tough one. It's in LA.
I'll go Kansas City.
I'm going Kansas City too.
I can't get out of my mind
down a little bit.
With how bad the Packers have been, the fact that they played them so close in LA. I think the Chiefs, if The Packers
Seattle just played LA pretty close too.
I think the Chiefs will be able to get a good amount of points on them.
I agree.
The pull away and end up winning that.
At least by
but then that's gonna give the Rams a problem because with the Chargers winning, then they're gonna have the same record.
7-2 or 8-2, 1-2. Yeah, that's interesting. And then, if you really want to think about it, and all Bears fans are going to start jerking off on this one. But if the Rams lose and somehow the Bears win, all of a sudden the Bears are only one game away of being a bye week.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's what I got in NFL. Let's go. Where do you want to go to next? Because I know where I want to go. But
whatever.
Let's go to the crazy, wacky world of Vincent Kennedy McMahon's.
Oh, good. That's what I do. It's not Vince, but someone else.
WWE. What the fuck is going on?
Well, I know shit. Obviously, Nia Jax for ruining what was the last match at Survivor Series.
Oh, guaranteed. Straight up.
And Becky still wants to fight the match with him fucking...
Which makes her so much cooler. It's so much
better. I don't care, I'll still fight.
I don't give a fuck. These fucking trainers say I can't do it, but I still want to fucking whoop your ass, Rowdy. Or Rondi. She called her Rondi.
Becky's insane.
I love her. You know what?
And even I've only thought she was one of the best looking women on the roster, but she's she's so much hotter now.
Her ball bloodied up. It's like, wow.
And then she's standing on that ramp,
just let's fucking go. It's like, oh my, I'm just melting right now. You're making me melt, Becky. Oh my.
But I mean, Nia, I get it. In wrestling, things happen, injuries happen. But
that was such a basic thing.
Yeah.
You should know how to pull back a fucking punch. And you're not supposed to
if someone
going on.
And here's my main argument with her. If someone as basic as Lana knows how to pull a punch, because the same situation happened between her and Dana Brooke, except Dana was hurt from before. Dana had blood on her face. Lana was going for a punch and then just stood back and just kind of kneeled down and checked on Dana to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
And be it Becky wasn't hurt until Nia cold-cocked her, but
I mean, dude, at first, I finally saw, I saw the hit at SmackDown, but I was thinking, okay, because, I cut away on the camera during the Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I didn't even see it happen.
No one did unless you were there. I honestly thought she just, went for an elbow without looking. But no, she was face to face, and she just clocks her in the fucking face. What are you doing, Nia Jax?
And not just that, the fact that because she's been sloppy, because she's hurt people before. She's getting
Alexa Bliss.
Sasha concussion.
Sasha.
She's almost blew out. She almost blew out Alexa. Yeah, she almost blew out Alexa's knee because she was trying for a military press. And Alexa is not a heavy person. No. So if you're someone that's built as a strong person, you should be able to hold her up. Yeah. And then as she threw her down, most of the time when you're doing military press, you throw them down to basically.
You still pretty much are holding her until holding them there. Yeah, you place them down. You go like this, and then
you make it seem like you're throwing them, but you place them down. But instead, how she does, she basically threw her down on her one leg.
Yeah.
So she basically landed all her weight,
Yeah.
But all of it on her left knee, and luckily she wasn't hurt because of that.
But that's what the fuck you doing?
But it's funny because of all people, one of the sloppiest wrestlers of all time tried to defend Nia with Ryback. Ryback was saying because a reporter said that, which is true, that Nia, because of this stuff with her being sloppy and being kind of dangerous, she should probably go back to development. And Ryback responded, "Oh, what the fuck do you know about what we fucking do? You think you could do what we do? You think you know what you're talking about? You never wrestled before. How the fuck do you know if someone's sloppy or not. It's like, she's still learning. She's doing fine.
Jesus.
And that coming from the person who almost broke Punk and Daniel Bryan's neck, and hurt Seth once, and like a bunch of other people he's been in the ring with.
Yeah. But okay, with the Becky Lynch thing, alright, with
it's a good thing. With,
I agree. Yes, the inadvertent breaking her face did actually so many positive things. Number one, it makes Becky Lynch that much more of a fucking badass.
Yeah.
It makes her going to the Stone Cold era. Going to Stone Cold.
And the one slight advantage is she doesn't have to take a loss to Ronda now.
Right. And now, WWE, if they're smart, and then we know there's rumors and, possibilities, and they should do this, but it's a guarantee it has to happen. Now you're going to get what you were supposed to get at WrestleMania at Survivor Series with Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. But now you fucking need to make Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. It has to happen. You have the story. The story is right in front of you. All you need is to write the rest of it. Make sure Becky Lynch loses a title at TLC or whatever the December one is. Whatever the December SmackDown one is.
They share pay-per-view, so it's not a SmackDown pay-per-view.
That's right.
They're all on the same show.
That's right. Yeah, wow, what am I thinking? But yeah, like, you need at TLC. It's going to be at TLC. She needs to lose it then.
Charlotte or Nikki Cross or one of the two.
Yes, and then at Royal Rumble, she wins the Royal Rumble. And then she goes and says, Charlotte, you can have SmackDown. I want Ronda.
Yeah. Well, you can even do it,
Ronda.
like, people like the whole, delayed shit. I even do it right after the match. Just have Becky grab the mic.
Ronda.
Charlotte, we've done our thing before. Ronda, like I said before, like you got lucky before when I couldn't fight. I'm gonna break your fucking arm and work for this WrestleMania.
Exactly. You have it all fucking. You have it right here. It's right here in front of your fucking face. WWE, Vince McMahon, what the fuck? Fucking get it done. Get it done. I'm loving it. Becky Lynch can become the biggest star of WWE. No, not just women's. Men's too. And if you do this right, she will be the biggest star in WWE.
And then that will be, like, basically, if it's written out properly, Ronda's first loss
should be
Becky Lynch.
Yes. Okay.
And then Becky, like you said, just blows up and becomes like what she already is. And, that's what Bubba Ray, and JR are saying right now.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't need to do anything else. She's fucking Austin.
She's already there. Yeah,
she's already Austin.
She is Austin. She literally is Austin right now. So with that said, though, let's go through Monday Night Raw first, because it was a good Monday Night Raw, but it was predictable, except with Becky Lynch, which was fucking awesome. Trying to think what happened on Monday Night Raw.
That was
Bobby Lynch, Bobby Lashley.
Lashley got into the
Brock Lesnar shit. That was that's what I wanted to talk about. Talking about sloppy. Did you see Brock Lesnar's German suplex to one of the Singh brothers? The one, I forget which one it was.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought he broke his fucking neck.
Yeah.
The way he landed was not how you're supposed to fucking land. The Singh brother in black did. It was perfect. Right on, on your back.
Too hot.
Yeah. And then he just lands straight on the back of his neck and back of his head. I'm like,
and that sucks for him because he just came back from an injury.
Exactly. Exactly. Then Lesnar does it again, and he lands on his fucking neck again, and it's like, what the fuck? But it was fun. It was great to see, Jinder Mahal get his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. You got anything to say about Raw?
Raw was
Becky Lynch was amazing.
Yeah, Becky was amazing.
I'm thinking about it.
And I also like the fact that, like, the whole SmackDown was kind of like the threat of Raw coming but Raw never came.
Yes.
So that made it look even better for
Yes.
SmackDown, that they basically, like Becky said in her tweet, that, Nia got lucky with a sucker punch, but even with that, I still beat the shit out of your whole roster.
Agreed.
And basically just made her seem like that much more intimidating. And the fact that Raw never showed up to retaliate.
Yes.
And like that made it better. Raw was okay. I mean, like the tag team selections were okay, except SmackDown did it better. With the
I don't even know who the Raw tag team selections were. I think
it's Lucha Dragons.
Okay, yeah.
B-Team, Ascension, Revival,
And then Bobby Roode and KO.
and then SmackDown's is the Usos, the Clones, Sanity, New Day,
New Day, and
who's it?
holy fuck, I can't think of it.
Here.
Oh, Good Brothers.
Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson.
And they even did it cooler.
Yeah,
because they had them like down in the basement.
Yeah.
And like the smoke was around. And the smoke was around. So it's kind of like the Sanity like promo because Sanity's like just down there anyway. And then you just have the Usos like throwing the shirts to them. And like,
I know, like you're like, yeah, we fucked with you guys before, but you're good and all that shit.
So that was cool. The one thing I'm still not really sure of is they didn't really address who's going to replace Charlotte in the Survivor Series match.
Oh, yeah.
But I think from what I'm hearing is they're considering to have Nikki Cross be the person because that's who you can't prepare for.
Yeah.
Like she just shows up and
she just shows up. It's like, all right, it's gonna be 5-on-4, and then all of a sudden Nikki Cross comes out. I was like, wait a minute, what? Something else happened on SmackDown that everybody else knows about. Daniel Bryan is the WWE champion.
Yep.
And turned heel.
Yep.
In a way, it's very anticlimactic because think about this. Daniel Bryan comes back but it's very Vince McMahon-like, which is actually a good thing this time.
And especially because the whole time, like all the rumors that have been going on online is, from now until WrestleMania, WWE has no plans for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
and then he's the champ. It's like, okay, all right. That's a total 180. If I was in the creative team and if I wrote up Daniel Bryan's next 5 months or whatever, maybe feud with AJ a little bit more, still lose the title, and still lose the matches, maybe feud with Miz, wins Samoa, wins the Royal Rumble, and then you have this whole glorious, babyface thing of like he came back from, concussions, and he hasn't wrestled for 4 or 5 years, and now he's headlining, main eventing WrestleMania.
Except the main event will be Becky.
Exactly, but he'd be co-headlining WrestleMania. This is a great story, but we get Bryan kicking AJ Styles in the balls and fucking running knee him for the
submission after the match and beat the shit out.
Beat the fuck out of him. Just stomp his fucking face in.
I like that. I like Bryan being heel, like from the approach he's been asking for a while.
Yes.
He's kind of getting sick of being the
face.
good guy all the time.
Yeah, the reports on that.
And
I guess they were going to give him the title. I mean,
supposedly
last week or so.
The title he was supposed to win the title at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
But he didn't appear at the show, so they had to do the title match the day before. Yeah. But he wasn't going to win there because the title was still going to be defended at Saudi Arabia.
So they had
to push it back. And I think I think he was going to, like you said, he was going to win it eventually all along.
Right.
I think the thing that pushed them to allowing him to turn heel was the fact that Becky is going to be out for a while.
Agreed.
So
you don't have that major heel on SmackDown. Because AJ Styles killed Shinsuke and killed Samoa Joe, so they're kind of dipped down. So now you need that major heel.
And I think the one way they can solidify him as a top heel, it might be a kind of a rush job because they have a match Saturday at War Games, but have Brian just standing across the ring from Brock, just kind of looking at him.
Yeah.
And like Kevin about to lock up, that also went through the PS, shocked the system. And Undisputed Era just runs out, like beats the shit out of Brock Lesnar. They all jump on him. And then Brian just stands in the ring, does their signal, and
then he's
just walks out.
You know what? After this fucking SmackDown, anything is fucking possible. Let's look at predictions. We gotta do our predictions on Survivor Series. You know, with that set.
And War Games.
And War Games, exactly. I mean, I'm just so shocked with this whole Daniel Bryan thing, and I think it's really good. It's a good shock. This now makes, like, what's going to happen to the WWE title. Like, is he going to hold it only for a month and until TLC or Royal Rumble, or is he going to hold it till WrestleMania or past WrestleMania? Like, you have so much now going on, instead of like, alright, it's AJ Styles. Fine and great, love AJ Styles, but, you know, it was a little getting bland. It was getting a little bland. I also think that this was a little bit of a domino effect of Roman Reigns, because I think maybe Vince McMahon was thinking, alright, we're already going to have Brock Lesnar hold the title for probably another year, you know, so that's going to be boring as fuck. So we need some sort of excitement on SmackDown. So what better than have the WWE title change hands on SmackDown?
Yeah, and for as much as, like, all week they kept trying to still push as, like, the A show, like, SmackDown has been, like, a lot better for a while, and that's just kind of made it, like, known that it is, like, the better show compared to what Raw's been.
Yes. I actually have, before we get to our predictions, I actually have a fun fact that I just literally thought of. Do you know when the last time the WWE title changed hands on a pay-per-view?
The WWE title or the Universal
WWE title was changed hands on a pay-per-view.
Was that when AJ won it?
Nope, because that was at a house show.
AJ didn't win the WWE title at a house show?
Yes, he did. He won it against Jinder Mahal on a house show.
Then who had it before AJ was, so then Jinder over Orton.
Jinder over Orton at Backlash in Chicago. And I was there. I saw it. The last time the WWE title changed hands on a pay-per-view, I was there. That was, what, 2 years ago?
You got your money's worth. You Jinder Mahal and the WWE title.
Dude, I laughed. I loved it, and I laughed, and I thought it was great. And
although that leads to what's going to happen eventually. The other member of 3MB winning the Universal title.
Heath Slater? Or not, wait, who?
Drew McIntyre.
Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm down with that. Oh, he needs it.
Because if anybody like has shown over the 3 weeks that they could take it to a bigger person, like McIntyre has been able to, and I think he like legitimately can.
There are rumors that Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar will only happen one more time, and it will not happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So Lesnar is going to defend his, because we already know he's probably going to beat Braun Strowman
at Rumble.
At Rumble, so that means Lesnar will face somebody else at WrestleMania for the title.
And I think SmackDown will probably win the Rumble. I think it will either be The Miz or Bryan win it.
No, Bryan already has the title.
Well, no, if Bryan loses the title.
I'll say AJ Styles wins the Rumble.
Yeah, I can see that, and then you have AJ versus Bryan at Mania again. But I think the Elimination Chamber decides the Raw contender. I think Drew McIntyre ends up winning that.
I agree.
And McIntyre wins the title.
I say he shocks the world and beats Brock Lesnar.
No, he's going to at Mania. Because that'll be Brock's
passing of the torch.
Show.
And that'll be passing of the torch. Alright, let's do the predictions. I don't even know I'm terrible with NXT. I always say I'm going to watch it, but I don't.
It's Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black.
I'm going to go with Gargano.
Yeah, I think Gargano, because his new turn being heel. And
it needs more momentum. It needs more speed.
Then Baszler versus Kari in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Shayna.
Yeah.
I say Shayna actually beats her 2-0.
I think it's 2-1. Then Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream for the title.
Ciampa.
Yeah. Then the War Games match. Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Roderick
Fuck yes.
versus the War Raiders, Ricochet and Pete Dunne.
I'm excited for that match. I'm actually going to watch that match.
I think the War Raiders. I think the War Raiders.
Really? You think the War Raiders are going to win?
The reason I think they win is because I think the next time the titles are defended, I think they win the titles from Undisputed Era, and then Undisputed Era jumps to the main roster.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would actually think that Undisputed Era would win this match and then lose the titles at the next NXT.
Well, that's why I think Warriors win.
Oh!
If you don't win over the champions,
then you'll get a title match.
Contenders, I
gotcha.
And let me see what the Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, yeah, because I'm trying to remember who the fuck's on, all the...
Okay, so the first one, that's the last one. Cruiserweight title, Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali.
Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, Buddy keeps the Justin Buddy's not going to.
No.
The tag team with Survivor Series elimination. Bobby and Chad versus Ascension. House Party, B-Team, and Revival. Yeah, I think SmackDown.
SmackDown needs to dominate this.
That they have.
They need to dominate.
But even if you look at the teams, SmackDown has the better teams.
Yeah.
They have the Usos, they have the New Day, they have the Club, they have Sanity, and they have the Clones.
Yeah.
For as much shit as the Clones have been put through in WWE, they are a very good tag team.
And they just haven't been on.
They just haven't been on
a year.
But when they're on solidly,
they're good.
They put on great matches.
Yes, they do.
And it's really not a surprise because their Primo's brother is Carlito.
Yes.
So they come from a wrestling family.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to see them, because Lucha Party is on the Raw, right? So they're going to get some good spots. That's going to be some good spots. I say SmackDown destroys them.
And you're also going to get some cool moments with Sanity against the Ascension.
That is going to be fun. I hope we get that. I hope we get a little bit of that.
And then you have the tag titles, AOP versus the Bar.
I'm sorry.
AOP wins. I think
yes.
Bar is the more veteran team. AOP just won. So I think AOP.
So we got SmackDown 1, Raw 1. Okay.
That's Seth versus Shinsuke.
Seth. No, you know what? No. Shinsuke. Dean Ambrose fucks him over.
Yeah.
So SmackDown 2, Raw 1.
Then women's match: Natalya, Mickey, Nia, Tamina, and Ruby versus Carmella, Naomi, Asuka, Sonya, and TBA, which might be Nikki Cross.
I say SmackDown destroys them. I think SmackDown dominates
I think Nia is either the first eliminator or the last one standing and takes all the finishers from everyone.
I like that.
I think Nia, Nikki Cross. I think the only person I could see getting eliminated on the SmackDown side might be Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Because she's still green. I was going to say Carmella, but Carmella's really over right now, and she's gotten a lot better. And I think SmackDown wins. Just the Raw team, like, it would be different if Alexa was on it.
Yes.
But the fact that she's not, and the top name on it right now is Natalya. Like they
that's right, because they don't even have Bayley or Sasha Banks on it.
Ruby Riot's like a big name for them, but they don't have the rest of the Riot Group. Then you have Tamina, Mickey James, and Nia Jax.
Exactly.
I mean,
that sucks.
Asuka on her own could probably beat all of them.
Exactly. So I see SmackDown dominating that one. So they go up 3-1.
Then men's Survivor: Braun, Dolph, Drew, Finn, Bobby versus The Miz, Shane, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, and Jeff Hardy. Mysterio and Jeff Hardy are just some crazy fucking shit.
Yes. I think, oh man, because remember, Braun Strowman says if they win, well, Stephanie told Braun if they win, then Braun Strowman gets Corbin at TLC, and then he gets Lesnar at Royal Rumble. So that makes you think Raw's going to win, but they could also switch it up. And Braun Strowman will still get Corbin somehow.
One interesting thing I thought about Raw was with the recent Shane heel turn. I don't know if it was just me, but Stephanie seemed like really face-ish on Raw.
I mean,
her version of face-ish. Because she's never going to be a full face because she always had her moments.
So it's like Strowman's just saying, like, I need this and that. You got it. Yep, you got it.
But not just that. It was also when Finn walked up, she announced him as a team member for Raw. She was kind of like, you need a team member who I know can make an impact in top matches and is performing under pressure. You haven't been able to select the team like right as
Right,
I
yeah.
wanted you. So Finn Balor is a new team member for the
I
team.
agree. Well, they kind of need that because you can't have you can't have a Raw commissioner and a SmackDown commissioner as
Both those
the
heels.
same as both heels or both faces. It just doesn't work. You need to have one of each, because that's what
the
makes
only
it go.
reason I don't think Raw will win is because eventually Braun is going to go after Dolph and Drew McIntyre. For what he's done.
But this is
But
how
then that
think.
could just be him getting down eliminated. And
Or
then him and
no,
Finn
I think it's gonna be the. Well, okay, go on.
then him and Finn. It's basically would be down to Braun and Finn because Bobby will probably be out quick because he's nothing.
Bobby will be out quick.
But then it would be down to Braun, Finn versus say Miz, maybe Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy.
Miz, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy.
Because I think Shane might get out. Well, Shane usually lasts long, but I think he'll get out quick. Ray may last a little bit, but I think Ray and Jeff are going to put on some crazy spots in the match.
Yeah.
But I think Ray and one of the two will be out quick.
This is how I think it's going to go down. I think it's going to come down. I think Strowman is actually going to be the one that gets fucked over early in the match. You're not going to see a lot of Strowman. I think McIntyre, Ziggler, and even Corbin, if it's going to be inadvertently or not, gets him eliminated. He gets counted out like he did before in the Survivor Series match. He's gone. So Strowman's going to be pissed. He's going to run after Corbin out of there. I think it's going to come down to, as crazy as it sounds, Ziggler and McIntyre and Shane and The Miz. Because I think the whole crown jewel thing with, how is it supposed to be Ziggler versus Miz, that's going to come back into play. I think Ziggler is going to eliminate Shane. Miz eliminates Ziggler, and then McIntyre eliminates Miz with Raw winning.
I could see that, but if it is Dolph, Drew at the end, I don't know if it's going to be, here's the thing, if it's Braun at the end, then it's going to be Samoa Joe at the end, because they're going to have the two...
Okay, so there's going to be the last three. There's going to be the last three. Ziggler, McIntyre, and Strowman, and then on the other side is Joe, Shane, and Miz.
And I could see that happen. I think if SmackDown wins, I think it's Miz that wins it for them, and that kind of cements him being face.
Okay.
And if it's Raw, then it's going to be...
McIntyre.
I don't know if it's McIntyre.
It has to.
I think Finn lasts long, and I think somehow Braun will distract Drew to get him out, to keep that rivalry going.
Okay.
And then, Braun being Braun, just like some Power Slam people, will go after, either Drew or Dolph.
Or Corbin. Corbin's going to be out there.
Corbin's not actually in the match. So
but he's going to be out there. He's going to be out on the ring.
So even if he attacks him, it doesn't affect the match.
No.
So I could see him, getting eliminated, like you said, with the count out. And then at that point, he's probably thinking, I lost anyway, so I don't get these people.
Yeah.
So then he attacks Dolph and Drew, and then I could see Finn on one quarter, Ray or Jeff on the other, then Swanton Bomb, coup de grace. They plan to eliminate both of them. SmackDown wins. Because then Raw's going to win the women's match. Ronda against Charlotte.
Right. So
because I could see.
So that'll be 3-3. That'll be literally 3-3 going into
Brock and
Brock.
But Ronda Charlotte isn't going to be a clean finish. I think Baszler and the other women get involved.
So that's going to start up something, maybe for the Royal Rumble or something like that. So actually, I see Raw winning 4-3. Lesnar, I think. You know what? I like your idea of a sketchy.
But Von Lesnar would still win because it would be a DQ.
Exactly. And So I think there's going to be something sketchy with the Daniel Bryan Brock Lesnar. It's just not going to be Lesnar versus Bryan. It's going to be something sketchy at the end.
Because the sketchy thing I was originally thinking of still can't happen because they're both out. Would be his two funds coming in to help him with KO and Sami Zayn. but they're
both out until WrestleMania.
So then it would have to go, okay, who else does he know from the Indies? It would be Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly.
But they still have to lose their tag titles. But I guess it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter because champions have come up with their belts before, because KO's done it, Paige has done it.
Actually, for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Paige has done it, KO's done it, Big E's done it.
Yeah.
Seth was up for a little while with the NXT title. So, like, it's kind of...
So it can still happen.
Where the champions have shown up, especially because NXT is kind of taped weeks in advance.
Right.
They could have already essentially lost
the titles.
But
on
NXT.
Exactly. But no, I'm going to stick with Drew McIntyre is the big beast in the men's Survivor Series matchup, and I think he's the last one standing.
I think he ends up being the beast, but the only reason I think he'll still get eliminated is if Braun's out. Braun's going to do something.
He's just going to give no fucks. Because Braun does what Braun does.
Because if he loses, in his mind he'll be like, okay, I lost, so I don't
fuck it. I don't get Corbin and I don't get Lesnar, so I'm just going to fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the main event, you can't just let Brock and Bryan go without something weird happening, because
I agree.
That's fucking botched German suplex and potato fist Lesnar against someone with concussion and neck issues.
Yeah. You need something weird to happen. Maybe even because AJ Styles isn't even on the card now.
Well, and that was kind of what my thinking was. If they wouldn't be involved in the match, my thinking originally was going to be, number one, Bryan gets along really well with Eric Young. The way Bryan looks and acts now
is kind of like Sanity.
So Sanity could have run out. And how does Sanity make an impact? Even if they're eliminated early in Survivor Series, they beat the fuck out of Brock. And they have a tank in their group that can do that and kill Dane.
Yeah.
So you either have Sanity, who's already up and is waiting for a purpose, to attack Lesnar and just help Bryan, or you have the Undisputed Era.
Oh yeah, exactly. You have the Undisputed Era. Well, it's going to be a jam-packed Sunday, that's for damn sure. With football and Survivor Series, one of the biggest ones. But we'll be back next week for the results and the recap.
I'm
James.
I'm Adam.
Deuces. Up list.